All right, well, Nelson Mandela is the figurative father of South Africa, but he is the literal father of 6 children, and he had 17 grandchildren, including Kweku Mandela, who was born when his grandfather was still in prison. Kweku Mandela was in Washington earlier this year, and he stopped by VOA to talk about his famous grandfather. VOA's Carolyn Presutti has the story.
Kweku Mandela didn't know his grandfather's history when he first met him at age 4. He didn't know about his struggle against apartheid and his leadership of the African National Congress that led to 27 years in prison. Kweku visited his grandfather here during his final year of arrest at what was then known as Victor Verster Prison. It was the only time the government allowed family inside Mr. Mandela's rooms.
They had cartoons on the TV, and he immediately walked in and said, "Is this my grandson?" and offered us hot chocolate.
Kweku says his grandfather immediately charmed his grandchildren, and when he got out of prison, those young relatives became his teachers.
There was such a gulf. When he went to prison, there was no such thing as mobile telephones or color TVs or TVs at all. So he came out and he had to learn these things pretty quickly.
Kweku says his grandfather's legacy is here in Kwunu, South Africa. It's where Mr. Mandela grew up, tending cattle in this small village. He also retired in Kwunu. Kweku says Nelson Mandela's life demonstrates the potential we all have.
One thing that's always fascinated me about my granddad's story is how a rural country boy transforms himself to become the first democratically elected president and black president of South Africa. And that kind of shows me that any individual, regardless of their background or where they come from, can have a major impact on the community they live in and in the world at large.
Kweku Mandela is completing a documentary on his grandfather. It's expected to be released by the end of the year. Carolyn Presutti, VOA News, Washington.